Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. If I look a little tired, a couple reasons on that. Hi, Mom. She'll see that later, so that's good. um, it's about 11 in the morning on Sunday, the 15th, and my last 36 hours have been interesting because I've been on a fast. Friday night, I fell off the wagon. I think I may have mentioned this an episode or two ago, where on Friday, I just went off. I was doing pretty well with my non-sugar thing that I've been doing for maybe a week and a half. No, not even like a week. I think I started on August 6th. I had good days and bad days, mostly good. But then Friday, somebody brought in donuts, and it's like a person that's lost his mind. I had 3 donuts. What the hell am I doing? I had 3 donuts, and then I had a reasonable lunch, which I didn't need after 3 donuts. And then I got home, and I ate reasonably again. And then I had almost an entire pint of Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia, the best one. It's not even a contest, honestly. All the other ones are just fighting for second place. Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia. All right. Anyway, average guy opinion there, but I'm in the majority, I'm quite sure. Anyway, almost an entire pint of that. And then I think I told you guys about my whole experience on Friday the 13th evening with the crazy guy in the car, and then went to Arby's. Well, and then I had an Arby's sandwich. I had a beef and cheddar like at midnight. So I'm like, what am I doing? So that was the last thing I ate at midnight on Friday. So all of yesterday I fasted, and I'm still fasting today. And that's probably why I look like this. Also, I didn't get a lot of sleep the last 2 nights, I think, but it does tire you out. Food is energy, simply put. I'll tell you a little bit about it and about my personal. I don't think I've ever done it before. I've tried a few times, and usually by 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm just like, and I just eat like a chicken. Just eat not like a chicken, an entire chicken. I don't peck around like a chicken. I actually eat like an entire bird. Give you a little report on how it went. I thought it went pretty well for the most part. You have your hunger pangs, and your body's trying to understand what you're doing to it. Headaches, I think, were tough because I've heard that dropping sugar can give you headaches. That didn't happen for me, but dropping food for an entire day, I had some headaches yesterday. And yesterday was a very long day. I did a lot of stuff. I went for 2 3-mile walks. I did an hour of my working out with Dante, my dancing with Dante. I was at my dad's for a couple hours, and I had to load a car and unload a car and go through all that stuff, which was actually really good. We'll call that a victory. We haven't had one in a while at old Joe Corelli's house, so that was good. And then I had to do comedy, and what a fickle, horrible bitch comedy is. Like I've said this in the past. You can make you feel great. Hi, Dad. Or you can make you feel terrible. Oh, what's up? Oh, it's okay. I can. But it's like it's the worst of the worst of the best of the best. And then sometimes it's in the middle, to be honest. And so last night I had a comedy show. I had 5 really good local comics. One guy is a former New York comic, and he's great. He's hilarious, mostly musical comedy. His name's Anthony Kapfer. It's hard to say. Kapfer. Look him up. His songs are hilarious, and he did great. But we had literally 6 people. We had as many comics as we had what we call civilians, and that is just a terrible feeling. Basically an empty room. Only 2 of them paid. And the other 4 kind of wandered in. I just said, oh, fuck it, let them watch for free, who cares? And if, maybe at the end of the night, if they stay for the whole show, they can donate, and I'll try to recoup a tiny bit of my money that way. But I ended up paying the couple that came. I gave them back their $20. They got 2 tickets on Eventbrite, are all I sold to these nice people. And they stayed for the whole show, and they were really cool. And they took pictures with us afterwards on stage, and they were a lot of fun. So we made 2 people happy for about an hour and a half, so that's something. This is a little lesson I'll give to new comics starting out, and especially if you're a hot comic and you're doing really well and you've opened for a national headliner. I'm not going to name names, but this is just a general lesson. If you've been doing it a couple years, 3 years, and you're really good at it, and you come into what this is called a shit show. That's what it ended up. This is a classic shit show. Often ship shows are on cruise lines. Shit shows are usually in the middle of nowhere, and it's like, thanks, buddy, shithead. Anyway, for shit shows, usually in the middle of nowhere, and it's just a lot of hostile people. And a really good comic can take a shit show and turn it into a fun show. It's oftentimes also when you were expecting a lot of people to show up and no one did. And in fact, half the comics were like, do we even want to do this? And I go, I want to pay you guys, and I don't want to pay you for doing nothing. So we shortened our sets. A couple other comics showed up, and we ended up with like 7 people doing about 10 minutes each, and we ended up close to an hour and a quarter of entertainment for well, nobody paid. It would have been $10, so I was happy with that we at least tried. But a couple guys decided they weren't going to try, and they treated it like an open mic. And the headliner, who was, like I said, was a New York comic, he's like, that's not professional, that's not cool. And he said a lot of people in the Denver scene do it, like just think, oh, well, and I was like, dude, I still paid you. I paid you for less time than you were going to do originally, so you're actually getting paid more. So if anything, you should be putting more of an effort into the 7 to 10 minutes you're doing instead of the 15 you were scheduled for. So that's a little annoying. I just, as a host though, I don't censor comics, so I just kind of sat in the back and laughed, because it's one of those things. It's like an auto accident that nobody gets killed. You just kind of got to laugh, I guess. Just at the at this piece of humanity we're dealing with. It's just this part of life where, all right, no one's here. We can tell jokes. Sure, I'm getting paid. Why not? But it was disappointing, and I had a long conversation with Anthony about it afterwards, saying, they don't do this in New York. It's a shit show. A lot of shows are shit shows in New York. You know, often don't get mic time until 1 in the morning, and there are 2 or 3 people there, and you got to beg them to stay in their seats, and you do your set. You don't bitch about how, oh, no one's here, and man, this place sucks. And that's the thing. Don't shit on the venue. People don't show up. You can shit on that. You can say, oh, what the hell happened? Was there a bomb let off in the parking lot? You can say things like that, but don't shit on the venue. You shit on the venue, I simply don't hire you again. I've had several comics shit on the Mercury, saying the menu sucks on stage. It's one thing to come to me and say, man, the food's here is terrible. It's not. There are a few dishes that aren't great, but most of them are wonderful. But if you actually get up on stage with a microphone to an audience that is paying for food and drink and paying to watch you, don't say the place sucks, because I won't hire you again. And that's happened to a few comics. Once again, I won't name names, but what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like me coming into your house and saying, oh, your decor sucks. Get the fuck out of my house. You're never coming back here again. Unless you're like my best friend. And trust me, I have no best friends that are comics. I have a few good, decent friends that are comics. But anyway, so that's, and back to the fasting. That may have, the fasting, I think, really does adjust your mindset, not only about health and food, but just, I think that loss of energy, it mellowed me out. I was just kind of, I remember like I did 2-3 mile walks yesterday. I was just kind of walking around like this. Usually I'm a little more intense, I'm a little more guarded. I think that's my inner New York or whatever, or something. There's something in me there where I'm always guarded. Like I've told you guys, I'm dealing with my anger issues and trying not to flip people off or get into too many altercations, unless it's really over the top like that guy Friday night. But for the most part, I'm just trying to, what I call zenning it out. Just and I think when you have less energy, when you have no food and your body's just kind of on autopilot, your brain kind of follows and goes, I don't have the energy to get into stupid confrontations. Now, hopefully what'll happen is that these will go away. I don't know when I'm going to start eating again, because right now I feel great. I'll probably eat either real soon, like around lunchtime when I hit the 36-hour mark, or maybe I don't know, it just depends how I feel today. But I feel a lot better on day 2. I had a friend that did it, my friend Troy. I haven't mentioned him in the past. He's my best friend on the planet, known him since high school. He did a 10-day, and I'm like, whoa. And 10 days sounds brutal. I can't imagine doing that. If I stretch this to 2, maybe 3, but I doubt it. I'll probably eat sometime in the middle of the day today, but I can't imagine a 10-day. I mean, there are benefits. The whole keto thing where you're activating your ketones, and apparently your whole metabolism changes. That's a big deal. And you lost 16 pounds in 10 days, but I'm not looking to do that. I'm just looking to kind of do a cleanse, basically. Empty the system and start putting good stuff in. I'm going to eat a lot of salmon, a lot of fruit this week, and hopefully that'll bear fruit, haha. But yeah, it's been an interesting 24 to 36 hours. Last night's the type of night that makes you want to give up comedy. I've got 2 more weekends, 2 more Saturdays in August left, scheduled, booked, and paid for, essentially. So hopefully that will get better. And we'll see what September brings, and I'll see you guys soon. That's been Average Guy Opinions. I'm going to wrap it up. Talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.